So to get started with your course, one of the first things is to publish your course. You're getting your course shell, and the students obviously can't see it. So how to find your course shell? So you log into Canvas, and then you've got your dashboard with your, initially the top part is your published courses. Don't look at my mess. I have a lot of courses I'm part of and I'm learning about. And then at the bottom part, you have your unpublished courses. And that's where you should probably find your course. So the first thing is, if we are doing as an example the in-person Master Microbiology Lab, is you can either go into your course, or you can go straight from your unpublished courses into published courses. So let's see what happens when you publish your course. All right, let's try to find it again. So it should be in our published courses, and I never know where it actually puts it. Let's see where we find it. I think it went right here. So this is the course what I just published, and it shows up now in my dashboard for the published courses. But what if I want to have it, I want to be really organized, and I do want to have my course, the ones I'm actually teaching, in the very top. So I go click on the three dots, I say move, and I say move to top. And then it will be the first course that shows up, so I never get confused what I'm teaching. The other thing is, I'm really particular about colors. I really like different colors, and so for this course I would like to make it orange. That's one thing. Alright, I'm a very visual person, I'm a very visual learner, so colors and placement really helps me to stay organized and on top of things. The other thing is, you can give it a nickname. So I already named this in-person Master Microbiology Lab. So you can delete this line here and call your course whatever you want. You can say first semester PhD student, my favorite microbiology lab, or whatever you want to call it, so that you recognize the course you are teaching and it helps you. All right, so we apply the name, we apply the colors, we move the course to the top so we are always on top of it. And then let's go into the course, because that's only the first part. So this is now the students see the course. And if you go to people, you know who's in the course. You can see who's a part of it. You can see the roles. You know how many teachers there are, how many students there are. This is a non-student course, so this is for just teachers only, but I can still demonstrate it. All right, so now you know who's in your course. The course is published, and one of the key aspects, what I really try to recommend you doing, is to look at the view as student. And when I was publishing my course recently, I figured out that the students couldn't see my images, and so I actually called instructor. I called the company who makes Canvas and figured out what was going on. But it was only because I checked what do the students actually see. So let's go to view as student, and you can see now, if you go to the home page, what the students actually see. So they see an orientation page, and let's go to the modules and see what they see there. Okay, so right now they see quite a bit here. They see the orientation, they can go to the discussion board, so they have a lot of access to it. And let's leave student view. Oh, you can't see that. Let's make sure you can see that. Here we go. At the bottom here is leave student view. Again, to go into student view, you go to the top here, view a student. And then if you're done, if you want to see it as an instructor, can you say leave student view? And then we go to the modules. So at the beginning, once you're not quite organized and you want to make sure everything is fine, maybe you just want your students to see the orientation, right? Because that's all set up, we're ready for the students to get going and to do their training and so on, but you don't want them to see all the other things. So you see how there's a green check mark on these things. So this one here on top, the newly created items, that is not published. The orientation here is published, and For the microbiome, let's say publish module only. And let's see what it looks like. And then unpublish everything. Let's see what the different scenarios look like. Okay. So now we have a couple of different scenarios here. And I want you to understand what actually the students see. Because I've ran into this problem before and I thought my students see exactly what I want them to see. And that was absolutely not the case because it's not very straightforward. Right. So for the first one, the newly created items, the students shouldn't see anything because it's not published. The second one, for the orientation, the students should see the module and all the different parts. For the microbiome, they should also see the module and the main topic, but not the quiz and the resources. And for the reference management, we set it so that they can see the modules, although the different tabs are active. So let's see what the students actually see. Okay, so the first part, the new modules, they don't see it all because the module is not published. So that's great. We can have resources there, we can have information there, we can have templates there, and the students won't see that, so it won't bother them. So they see all of the parts of the orientation, and so they can continue with that. For the microbiome, we only published the module, but not the resources and not the quiz. So it's really good to see that we still have all the resources and information, but the students can't see them. So we can really control the student experience and prevent overload of information. For the lab math and medical math, we unpublished the module, but I don't think that really looks right because I don't think they should see anything. Oh, hold on, there was another one in between. Let's go back there to the instructor view. And so the microbiome, that's where they only just saw the actual module, but they didn't see any of this at all. The reference management wasn't there at all because we didn't publish the module, okay? So even if you publish the sections, but if you didn't publish the modules, they can't see anything. And then for the lab math, we didn't make any changes, we just published everything so they can see the lab math. So let's go back and make sure if you unpublish the module, they don't see any of the parts, even if the sections are published. Right, let's go one more time as a student view, and you can see the orientation is there, microbiome is there, the module, but not the reference management. So you can really control what your students see, when they see it, and how they proceed through your class. If you want to, you can, for example, for our orientation, which is really important to complete everything, you can actually see, you can edit it and say, make it a prerequisite. Right? So you can lock it until a certain time. I usually like to have my students have access to all my modules before, as long as they're ready. But I can say prerequisites, take the intro quiz before you want, or, do the course orientation before you can go to the next module. So Canvas really provides you with a lot of opportunities to guide the students step by step through the different modules. You can explore it, it's up to you how you use it, but again, there's lots of different options. The key part of this module is really that make sure you have your course published, you have your modules published, because if there's not a green button here, the student can't see a thing. And double and triple check to go into view as a student to make sure your students actually see what you think they can see. All right, you're getting there, you're making huge progress, and the students really appreciate if you make it transparent and easy for them to navigate your course.